right, we are back and we're in the last couple of stages for finishing this box. As you can see, the base has been put onto the box, and now I'm working on the lid. The lid, for whatever reason, seems to be a little bit bigger than my box, so I'm going to go ahead and take my Sureform and do a little bit of shaving. Remember that the Sureform only goes in one direction. So very careful, you don't want to take too much off at any time. One direction. And you also, for sure, do not want to do this when your clay is too wet. I'm just coming around until it feels flush to the side walls of the box. Almost there. Okay, so that looks pretty good now. I just have to smooth it a little bit. And then we'll cut our lid off. I squeezed all the water out of the sponge before doing this because I definitely do not want it to add too much moisture to my box, because I do want to get this lid cut off today. If you cut your lid off when your box is still too wet, you will find that the lid will start to sag. No corte la tapadera hasta que ya la caja está más seca, o si no, va a empezar a meterse para adentro. Alright, so there we go. You for sure want to get this done really, really well before opening this box, because once you open it, the air comes out and it won't hold its shape as well anymore. Just going over the bottom a little bit. I'll flip this over. Make sure my other base is doing all right. I don't think I have to use my Sureform on this one. So I'm just smoothing. You could, of course, if you feel like you need to, use your Sureform. Get the rib. Alright, I just want to make sure my seam is really well smoothed. So I hit it with a rib, and I'm going to smooth it with my sponge. And now I'm preparing to cut my lid off. Alright, there we go. I decided that this is the top of my box, so I'm going to go ahead and begin. I'm going to use a rubber tip tool, and I'm going to make a line. You do not want to start here. You don't want to start here where you connected your box. You want to start below. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to drop. I'm going to go straight, and I'm going to drop here. And even when I'm going straight, I'm not following that lid line. I am going a little bit into my texture, as you can see, but that's okay. I'm just going to turn it around, make sure I've got enough drops. You see that these drops are waves. They're open waves. They are not there's no straight lines or angles here. I want another drop right here. All right, we're good to go. When I start cutting this, I want to make sure that I cut it. I'm going to go around twice to cut. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to cut. It's going to be a slight angle. I'm not going to cut through on the first time. Try to move you over a little. There we go. I'm making my first cut and then I'm going to come back in for another cut. The second cut will release the lid. Go slow and realize, that you're not going to go through the whole thing on the first round. Okay, so I made it around once. Go again, and this time my knife is going deeper. You want to glide your knife evenly and not treat it as if you're cutting a piece of meat. You don't want to go in and out, in and out, in and out. You want to just glide evenly. There it is. Okay, the lid is going to come off now. Boom. Now my first job, you don't want to cut any of this. This is going to get smooth, this rim and the rim on my lid. But first, I want to deal with this. I need to make sure that all of this is secured. So I'm going to switch cameras to my overhead again, so we can see what's going on here. Move the box body over, put the lid on. Bring it a little closer. All right. Taking my brush, and I'm going to go around and around and around the inside. Vamos a empezar a cerrar la parte de adentro. No coils. All you need is a little bit of water and a slippy brush, and I'm going around and around and around. If you wanted to use a rubber tip tool for the inside, that is always a good idea as well. I just usually like to go back in with my brush so there's no lines in there. Once I've got the inside all smoothed out, then I'm going to smooth this rim. Be very careful. You want to be very gentle with this because you don't want to change the shape of this locking lid. If you change the shape, it won't fit the bottom. So, cuando empiezan a limpiar y a alisar, con cuidado, porque no quieren cambiar la forma de esta parte, o si no, no le cabe a la caja. There we go. When I set this down, I'm pushing the inside down so it doesn't warp. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to make sure this space is sealed as well. And then I'm going to hit my rim. All the way around. Again, being really careful not to change the shape. When you cut, you don't want to cut your waves too far down where you don't leave yourself any space to put things inside of this box. Once you've done all that, you're happy with your smoothing. Let this dry a tiny bit so that your lid doesn't stick. The bottom is going to get signed with stamps. So you're going to put the lid back on and stamp it. Unstamp. cement this without warping it. I'm going to take this and put this here. Actually, I'm not going to use that at all. It's not going to work very well for me. This is a little too wet for anything to do right now, so I'm just going to leave it alone. And I'll stamp it afterwards. So you've smoothed everything out. Now you got to find the right spot for your lid. There we go. That's where it fits. Make sure it's even. Switching cameras one last time so that you can see. I want to make sure that your rim of your lid and your box are evenly placed. Make sure that both the bottom of your box and the top of your box meet nicely. Sometimes you got to kind of pull out a little bit so that it sits nicely on the bottom of the box. All right. This is going to dry just like that on your shelf space. I'm going to take one bag, open it up, and drop it on the top. This is how this is going to dry. Please make sure that you never let any ceramic piece dry without plastic over the top. Otherwise, it will warp and crack. All right, that's it.